Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. You might show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
It is 2 days past nomination day, and the Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party is yet to present a manifesto to the nation. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen or heard of one yet. Have you heard of the manifesto, or have we been given a date as to when the Jamaica Labour Party will publish their manifesto so we can compare and contrast? Or is it that the Jamaica Labour Party does not want us to vote for them because they literally have no new lies to tell and they cannot really present us the old promises? What on earth is going on in the Jamaica Labour Party? We are here this morning to also work out angers and frustration and meltdown that we see unfold during Monday and nomination day. And we're talking about no other than Jemima Bachelet, as well as the Prime Minister's wife, Mrs. Holness. You must be aware by now of her tantrum and tactics on nomination day. Good morning and welcome to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning and welcome. Oh, I want to be rude from the start. Good morning to the dick swinging, pussy grabbing Prime Minister. Good morning to the skettle of our parliament, Rhoda Moy Crawford. We soon get round to no. To the hand clapping, butt scratching, boot licking, pocket picking, knee bending, Prostitute Association of Jamaica. Good morning. Good morning to you all. We come out for some honor today because if we just follow the trend, there's no independency in media anymore as those who claim to sit on the high chair of broadcasting as opposed to us over here who are in the gutter of broadcasting. So we're going to work things out this morning. What on earth could be causing Cliff Hughes? You see, oh, you love get yourself in a trouble? All what we never hear about you. It get dashed out on Carlos' program yesterday. We're going to take a look at it, Cliff Hughes, and we're going to come to a decision as to what could cause Lady Bachelet to be behaving like this. Debbie Jarvis, good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Marcia Thomas, good morning. Good morning, Sharon Bernard, Hugh Robotham, good morning. Richard Reed, real sweet. Oliver Rodney, good morning. Colleen, Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson, Barbara Simpson, Charmaine Livermore, JP, Robert Honeywell, good morning. Good morning, Lynette Jenkins. Good morning, Sophia Hall, Sean B. Good morning, Opal Watson, John Rock 8766, Abinasar Cody, Annie Jones, The Humble One, Keith Matthews, Joyce Summer, Christine Gilbert, Marjorie Goldburn, Martin Fagan. Good morning. Let me see who is on the tick. Lord, there's so much on over here this morning on TikTok so early. Can I call out everybody named Terry, Colleen, Taylor G, Roy, Kevin, Pablo, is it Orin? Julian, Instanani, Debian, Erica, Oswin, Charlie, Shireen, is it Sandel, Garrett, Park, Michael, Kamal, Letia, Winfred, Barrett, Monique, Both Lady, James, Cashmere, is it Cashmere Chin? That's it. Paula, Polly, Leroy, Ivor, Tops, User 61, Ennis, Herman, Jen, Child of God, Hilton, V, Vision, Omar, Tony, Joss, User 12, Good Mark, Richie, Mother Paul, Casey, Black Roll, George, Apple. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're new to Global TV, please give us a follow. So when we go live, you'll certainly get our notification. Sunshine, good morning. Murdo, Cliff Hughes. Who will we start, Pan first? Who must we start on first? I want the blood clot this. As Bev would have said this morning, the man like this morning, we need Bev. Althea, good morning. Carlene Richards. Now, you would be aware of Miss Wholeness' anger and tantrum directed at her opponents on nomination day. One saw why of all the candidates, Miss Wholeness brought out police, the JCF, the JDF, and block road on her opponent. It was quite a thing to wrap my head around. What on earth is going on? Why she, above all people, she the only one that we know of on that day? No, man, we have a long time with Jemima Bachelet. So, make we get Miss Wholeness out of the way first. We'll get Miss Wholeness out of the way. We'll get Diane Jackson out of the way. Then we deal with the rest of the prostitutes. Rhoda Mae Crawford. Now, Rhoda Mae Crawford had an early nomination, it would seem. Juliet Wholeness also had an early nomination. Who, though, did Andrew Wholeness support in their bid for nomination? Could this have caused Mrs. Wholeness anger, which was wrongly directed? I mean, she's human. She can be upset. But was Mrs. Wholeness anger on nomination day wrongly directed? Look for the little girl with the people that man. Look for the girl with the people that husband. Show your favorite Kings don't have So the woman have to comprise herself between she and Wholeness. Look at the little girl with the people and husband. No, globalists. We understood Juliet Wholeness was angered on nomination day. We are aware that Juliet Wholeness brought out her anger on her opponent. We are aware that Juliet Wholeness used our group of bad people, them, the JDF and the Jamaica Constabulary Force, to impose her blockade of her opponent, trying to prevent him from nominating. Given what we know now with hindsight, Miss Wholeness, one understands your anger. Me not go play hypocrisy, beat and teach. Oh, you do. I've been a sunshine, everybody. Me not go play hypocrisy, Miss Wholeness. One understands your frustration. But with hindsight and looking back at everything, Miss Wholeness, don't you think on Monday morning your anger was misdirected? Why you never draw a gun for Andrew Wholeness when Andrew Wholeness left out of the house, go Manchester, go usher Rhoda to the nomination center? You girl, why is it you make Wholeness left out of the yard? I wonder if you ask Wholeness to walk down the West Rural part or the East Rural, whichever one of the rural you belong to. I wonder if you've asked Elaine Turner, Pamela, morning, lost some, morning, everybody. I'm wondering, take time, tell her that. Gary, right, morning. I am wondering if Miss Wholeness had asked her husband to usher her or accompanied her to the nomination center. However, from what we know now, I don't know if the Prime Minister flew Lorna morning, or the Prime Minister can helicopter himself to where he wants to get to across the island, Norman Ferguson. I don't know, Suzette Williams, if the Prime Minister flew or the Prime Minister was sirened to Manchester, Delphi Campbell. But the Prime Minister went down to support Rhoda Moy Crawford. Top to that, Rhoda not just walk beside the Prime Minister. Rhoda held onto the arm of the Prime Minister for most of the way. What a signal to send to Mrs. Wholeness on a day like that day on Monday, Prime Minister. So the truth is, All Angle News Channel, what was wrong with that? You don't see any problem with that? All right, let us understand the politics of it, all angles. When prime ministers or president do this on an election, on a nomination day, or down to the wire in the campaign, it means that that's a very weak seat. That's the politics of it. That's not the only very weak seat in the Jamaica Labour Party, though. Why Rhoda? On a day like that day, why Rhoda? Your wife are going to nominate as well. Your wife, week as well, he's doing an all-island tour. The Prime Minister can do an all-island tour in a few hours when the Prime Minister still has to come nominate before 4 o'clock all-island. I'm going to wicked and lie, so. Morning, Jamaica. Yeah, it better, Jamaica. It better Andrew did spell Jamaica as the way how you spell your TikTok name. Advice Andrew say better spell Jamaica, so. But Juliet seat weak too. Juliet seat, Rhoda seat might be weaker than Juliet seat, but Juliet seat is also weak. So why it never go show up Juliet's support? Or ask yourself this question, Jamaica. Or you all labor rights on my platform at the moment. Ask yourself this question. What would have O'Neill, good morning. Good morning, O'Neill. Leave out the people, their business. Listen here. We have time for one of this morning. When you seek political representation, especially at the highest office of what we have as Prime Minister, or that term, Nick HQ, is a term coined by George Galloway, the prostitutes. George Galloway no longer called them the press. Wherever they are the prostitute because They have sold out to politicians, the military industrial galangin, the bankers, and just about anybody whose butt they can scratch to get a little money. They really do. Now, let's get back to Miss Wholeness. Ask yourself and ask Miss Wholeness, what could have caused the anger and frustration that she, above any other candidate on nomination day, displayed? No other candidate brought out the army and the Jamaica Defense Force. No other candidate that we've been told of actively block road on their opponent to the point where the opponent could move through by car, they have to move through by bike. Ask Miss Wholeness, what could have caused her to get in such an anger? If her seat's strong, if she has done well, even weak roader never have to use the JCF and the JCF. Rhoda called the Prime Minister for support. No, see, that has no problem. The Prime Minister skettle of 14 years, as she did come over, Lady Jemima Bachelet come cry and say, them say me dash belly for the Prime Minister, them say me dead with the Prime Minister, and nobody not talk to me when Juliet in a parliament and when Juliet in a parliament. Don't you fucking remember? So we can't talk about it. It's a public affair. When they become our political representative, they no longer have any secret. Please and thank you. Their personal life becomes our business. Because what they do in their personal life, if you don't understand decision making in politics, the decision in their personal life can reflect or tide or tally over to their political decisions. And that's why it is important for us. I don't know if you want to know their business. Because if the Prime Minister is lying to his wife, going home every night, lying to his wife, then the Prime Minister is also lying to the nation. If the Prime Minister's wife cannot trust what he says, we, the nation, this is how it is done. It is how Boris Johnson was removed from mayoralty. Because Boris Johnson just tell him wife lie all the while. Boris Johnson just walk and swing him dick like Andrew Holness. And it became a problem. And he had to step down. It came a point again where we caught Boris Johnson telling lies to us. And he has to fucking step down. At Westminster Democracy, where we are talking about labor rights, make me talk. Make me talk. At Westminster Democracy, we are talking about. Ask Miss Wholeness. That is what you ought to do. What brought on that anger Monday morning? Is it that she asked her husband to support her down the road to nominate? And the husband said, I have to go to Manchester. Manchester, the husband did went. Manchester, the husband did went. With Rhoda Moy Crawford hanging onto his hand throughout the whole tally fair of it. Of course, this would have angered any woman. So I understand Juliet's anger, but I'm saying to Mrs. Wholeness, the anger, though, ma'am, was wrongly directed. She's entitled to be angry. If she never get the chance to pull a gun at the Prime Minister before the Prime Minister leave home, she should have backed out her pistol again, like she did a few months ago. We're not going like it's a happy fucking life, happy marriage, labor rights. A 14-year now, Rhoda, a 14-year now, we hear Rhoda name called upon the Prime Minister. What happened to Rhoda? Rhoda front rub out? Rhoda face look good? Rhoda face look good? Rhoda educated? Why no man now want Rhoda in Jamaica? When Rhoda must go just like a nun. Rhoda, Moy Crawford, must leave out of Miss Wholeness life and go dress like a nun. Why nobody no want Rhoda? One old big country. When Rhoda ready, Rhoda, do you all know that Rhoda goes to New York to do her dental? Rhoda Moy Crawford goes to New York to do Jamaica Uno know somebody, you know. Uno don't know about example setting and them something there. So you can go on this morning. I don't let him, I don't block him, because we like to entertain dons, them spice up with platform. Uno can go on this morning. If you think the Prime Minister should be a cockswinger and a pussy grabber, it really tells how low your thinking is. It really tells how low your thinking is. But me sympathize with Juliet, but Juliet using state power to carry out matey anger is not fucking acceptable, labor rights. That is the part that is not acceptable. Just like how she did lay weight Rhoda up a pulse and go back Rhoda up there with the security party. That's what Miss Wholeness should have go do. Lay weight Rhoda and back Rhoda again. All right. Clear the matey and wifey part of it. For 14 years, 14 whole years. Okay, bro, God, Gallus, we know that. We see sense to cross the whole of Parliament, Rhoda, Dana, Sophia Langmore, Marlene Malahoo Fort, we know the Prime Minister is a jackhammer, a garden hoe. We understand that, Jamaica. We know you're not telling us anything really new. We understand the Prime Minister is a jackhammer. Trust me. It was changed to it. But it is the example that you prefer. It's not the example that we would want to set. Debbie and McKinton, him get robbed. What labor rights cannot do is argue about the issue that you are talking about. That they have not come up to that level yet to talk about the issues. No, Rhoda and the Prime Minister name has been a thing for 14 years now. On nomination morning, when Rhoda and Juliet is nominating almost the same time, veteran, oh you do, Evan Johnson, and nominate almost the same time, the Prime Minister pick up himself and go all the way down at South Manchester. All right, him go support Rhoda politically. Do you though think it's appropriate for Rhoda, knowing for 14 years now, her name a call upon the woman husband? Do you think Rhoda should hang on upon the man hands in a public? If it is that Rhoda same one come over Lady Jemima Bachelet and told us that when I'm in Parliament, Violet Watson, when Mrs. Holness is in Parliament, the other parliamentarians, they barely want to say hello to me. The tape is over Jemima's. The tape is over Lady Bachelet. Nobody don't want to talk to me. Kathy, how you do? When Miss Wholeness is around. But when Mrs. Wholeness isn't around, everybody want to talk to me. A Rhoda come tell me that in a public. So how come then Rhoda, the same Rhoda, goes in public on camera on nomination day, fraternizing with the Prime Minister, knowing full well it's going to annoy Mrs. Wholeness? And then you said I should not see that side of it. I should only see the politic of it. Violet Watson, Gloria Morris, Honolulu, Daphne Jackson. Are you saying, Lawrence Michael, that that side of it is not relevant? Then, one of the asks Rhoda, what was she talking about when she came over Lady Jemima? It don't look good though. It don't look good. It's a banter we've heard in it's an argument in the social media space for 14 years, in the political space for 14 years. Rhoda herself, Andrea Samuels, Rhoda herself came to Nationwide vloggers with it. Not us who draw her over there. She came over Nationwide and bleed her heart out. How she's been treated in Parliament, how she's been maligned. Reginald Brown. Does she think Villa hanging on to the Mrs. Holness's husband in public like that when they can't talk to her in a parliament? Don't you see the problem? Labor rights. Don't you see the problem it is setting up for your prime minister's marriage, if there is still one? As Google did say, as Wikipedia did say one time, Mrs. Holness is the previous spouse or something like that. Like the what's him call it? But it don't look good, Jamaican. How you do? It don't look good. He is our prime minister. We already know saying I have no integrity. We struggle along the journey with him without that. We know he's a political jackhammer. We know he's a garden hoe. But don't push it up in the nation's face. And don't push it up in a Miss Holness' face, because even if we're not sleep in a 2 separate room at home, she's still human. Andrew Holness. You should have found somebody to hold on pan Rhoda hand. The fact that you're in the crowd, we would insist that you come there to support Rhoda. Rhoda hanging on to your hand. Opal Watson, how you do? Imagine, you never hear of a Mark Golden's, Sandra Golden's matey. I want to say Sandra Golden matey and Mark Golden in a crowd of whole. You don't understand the political holla baloo? Labor rights. Do you all understand the political hullabaloo you would have created? It don't look good. Let me tell you something why I know so you don't love Andrew. You labor rights, most of you don't like Andrew Holness. Jessica Brown. You cannot love somebody and protect or coerce them to their destruction. It is what you all have done to Andrew Holness, Chrissy, is it Chrissy and Kissy? Morning. You all have coerced and protect Andrew Holness to his destruction. And that's why I know you all don't love the Prime Minister. Because at no time, Jamaica Labour Party, any of you come out here, Michael Baker, how you do? None of you come out here and said to the Prime Minister, Prime Minister, this no look good. This not turn good. You should have aim higher than that. Every time the Prime Minister fall down, the Jamaica Labour Party is there to brush in and say, "Hush, baby, buyer. I chew them not like you, make them make you. I chew them bad man against you, baby. I chew them so you're pretty." I uno damage Andrew, you know. If uno, as he asks uno to hold him to account, if uno hold Andrew to account, Jamaica Labour Party, Debbie Davis, morning. If you all held Andrew to account, Andrew Holness might have would been a bit better, you know. If we not call out Andrew Holness stealing, if we not call out Andrew Holness corruption, if we not call out Andrew Holness wanton abuse of the public purse, maybe Andrew would have Kirby in hand. If we not call out Andrew Holness 9 years of not doing nothing, if we not call out Andrew Holness 2 failed manifesto and the inability of the Prime Minister to present us a manifesto for 2025 general election. Uno, labor rights, bring down Andrew Holness, because him one couldn't do it. Thief as he be, lie, wicked, big, overgrown, good for nothing, fool as the Prime Minister is. Him one couldn't bring down himself, so. Corrupted, hand clapping, knee bending, pocket picking, pussy grabbing labor rights. Help destroy the Prime Minister because he all want you all to hold him to account. But one do, cheer him on, Uno cheering on the stealing from the public purse. Uno cheering on the wanton extrajudicial killing of Jamaican young men. Uno Monday. This is why the Prime Minister can't grow up. This is why Andrew Holness can't turn big man in our country. Even when Andrew Holness says the nation, no with it. The same Prime Minister where we can shoot down with them, say them a bad man. The same Prime Minister, even on Monday, was promoting bad man government. You docile, uneducated labor rights. You stop a road and play marble labor rights. You labor rights who tap a shop pizza and wait for it here where come from school at even time. Grow the fuck up and go pick up a book and stop make yourself look like fool. Because uno protect Andrew to be rich. Uno protect Andrew to be a multi-billionaire. The legal one, thank you. Uno protect Andrew to be a hungry killer, you know. Hungry labor rights. I kill you know. See ya? Even nomination day. One of the road a fight over chicken. Labor rights. That's why when people talk, when people talk, run come with a hungry belly, with a selling a vote for $2,000 and an all rotten t-shirt. Labor rights. Grow up. Grow up. That's why your Prime Minister have to sit down and wait till Mark Golding put out a manifesto. Then they might have sleepless night for copy and twist it and paraphrase it. They come to the nation. Labor rights, grow the fuck up. A Jamaica's problem. Chanel Williams, thank you very much. Morning. Here bounty killer come out. Labor rights. The problem in Jamaica. Everybody has see it now. Everybody have come out against little by little. Rhoda, Dr. Marriott morning. Rhoda, I would have to do a program plan you alone. Because see how much time I take up with you, Toto one, this morning. There is nothing about this Prime Minister. And there is nothing about the Jamaica Labour Party. If Andrew Holness order on the shit right now, name it and ask the Prime Minister, is it okay to wipe my mouth and my shirt? Can't continue like that. Have children to guide. The Prime Minister is no example for your children. But labor right on the thief and dunce. So me off the view. Beverly, how you do? No, Beverall. Me off the view, Florence Hamilton, that the Prime Minister is a good example for our children. But for most of us Jamaicans, because Andrew is a thief, Andrew is a liar, Andrew lacks integrity, Andrew lacks humanity. We know we don't want with children them. If it be anything like Andrew, because we can't take so much thief in one island. Look what Andrew and 48 do to the country. Look at what Andrew Holness and 48 thief do to the country. Imagine your children emulate Andrew Holness. Go on, yeah? Thief in labor rights. Go on a way. Go on a way and go back at Jamal or use AI. Use AI and Google because you really need to catch up Wendy Pina. How you do? You really need to catch up because you still a fight over food. Labor rights for you belly longer than your hand. Because when we hold our town, we reach to our belly before we reach to our hand labor rights. So our belly longer than our hand. That's why them can use food lead go to destruction. Kill the labor rights.
Never see this in our history. They see the record already from Jamaican people.
Joseph Williams, so you know.
Watch Big Mac. Oh, they're trying to put me on that Big Mac. Let's go down Big Mac.
Yeah. Liberates always a fight over food. Always fighting over food. Now, let us quickly move over to Diane Jackson Miller before we go over to the other prostitutes. Jamaica people, you are well aware of the phrase robbing Peter to pay Paul. And if you don't understand it when you're living in Jamaica, when you live in foreign, you certainly will understand what robbing Peter to pay Paul means. Now, Diane Jackson Miller have her knickers in a twist over Mark Golden plan to extend the Senate to have various representatives such as Rastafarian, Maroon, Diasporans. The Diasporans, a representative from the Diaspora part of it, really have her knickers twining itself up. So she come out and she make it known. I'm going to be very disrespectful to Diane Jackson Miller, even though she's one of the prostitutes of the media society. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, Miss Lady. Year go year come, we hear how important our remittance is to Jamaica. We are foreign here. We keep Jamaica up. Diane Jackson Miller. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Many of the times, Miss Miller, we have to borrow from with savings. We have to hold palm bill. People are foreign know this well. We have to deprive ourselves of our bill because we have to pay water rate. We have to send school money. We have to buy medication. We have to send hospital money. We have to pay land title. We have to pay water. We're not talking about for ourselves, for our families. That is how much bills we're paying in Jamaica on a monthly basis. Sometimes we have to deprive ourselves, Miss Jackson. Literally, deprive ourselves to make sure our family at home expenses are being taken care of. All people we in a foreign know that. That's really what robbing Peter to pay Paul mean. Because after the taxman and his friend them go through way up here, because the taxman them know the payday, and him come exactly upon the payday. Then afterward the taxman whisper to all his friend them and say, if he have nothing for you and get paid, you can roll up on him now, and they just come one after another. So we literally have to say fuck you to some of our bills over here in order to rather be send the school money, the medication money, the hospital money, the money to pay the land tax, the money to pay the light bill, the money to pay the empty blood clot water them won't argue with. I want the empty pipe them. Yes, we have to pay for that too. Imagine Miss Jackson Miller. We hold on to our money where we are used prop up Jamaica. What you think the remit food money be that, Lord Jesus? Robbing Peter to pay Paul is only when you live a foreign. You understand it. Miss Jackson Miller to pull if you go hold back the hope of money that we are sending every month, every week. Diane Jackson. We Jamaicans in the diaspora, we finance Jamaica. When on a budget I read, it is red because we help to keep Jamaica up. Because many of you there couldn't survive without we clean shit in foreign to make sure say nobody not take liberty on our yard. So how rude of you, Miss Miller, to be winding up your knickers over us, who is a vital part of financing the Jamaica's budget. You are going to tell us that we don't really matter? Suppose they figure withdraw with money. What would happen? You know how much of our people would die for wants, especially those who we have to buy medication for. We have to pay carers money so we elderly them because we can't show them in a care home. We have to find people. Miss Miller, do you understand the expense we pick up in a Jamaica on a monthly basis, ma'am? Very White, how you do? Does Dian Jackson Miller really understand how much we contribute to the Jamaica coffers? And money, Miss Jackson Miller, is influential in politics. Money, weekly, monthly, fortnightly, are just about when we family them call. When we family them call, you know, they expect somebody then come off of the phone. We call them and tell them say it's okay to go Western Union or Jamaica National now, you know. Daily. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're not going to understand it if you don't live in England, if you don't live in Canada, if you don't live in America, if you don't live in the Caribbean, Cayman, and the rest of them, where you have to work and only look after yourself in a foreign. Maybe we could have get somewhere further in a foreign. Maybe we could have saved and do more. But after the tax man come out, we have to pencil out the Jamaica expenses. Me have father to take care of down there. Me have nephew where me send a school down there. Miss Jackson Miller. A open money we spend down there. If we been figure withdraw with pounds and dollars and euros, Miss Jackson Miller. Food insecurity, Miss Miller, would have reached rooftop that 55% now. We would have probably 100, would have probably reached 150%. Mayor Mats from Port Antonio would have hiked it up to 150%. So how dare you, Dian Jackson Miller, trying to ostracize us in the diaspora, where Jamaica can't do without we? Because if Mark Golding allow us, Miss Jackson Miller, and if Mark Golding lifts the red tape, Miss Jackson Miller, you're going to see the diaspora supporting the Jamaica National Health Care. People always wanted to do that. But because of government red tape, and if we not pay a politician a cut or kickback out of what we are sent to help the people of Jamaica, it is dead in the water. So that's one of the wrangle tangle where we are not golden are going to have. Diaspora one can really assist the health care with sending equipment and all that. But the red tapes and the cut have to come out of our way so those things can get done. Don't play us down there and Jackson Miller. We deserve political representative. We're a great source of financing for the Jamaica budget. In political lobbying, Miss Jackson Miller, it gives you power. So don't make we start use the money and lobby against no, and make no budget to finance the country become smaller because we hold back our remittances. How do you think it would work out, Miss Miller, if we were to hold back on our remittances? You know the amount of our family, you know the amount of community that would suffer financially for wants of things that we have to provide. Miss Miller, don't play with. Don't play with the fact that we're not upon the soil of Jamaica. We do more on. We pay tax just like more than too. So we pay tax to the slave master. We still have to come pay tax to the baby slave, Miss Jackson Miller. Don't play with. Just don't play with. No go on like I say. Jamaica not turn over because we can. Look here, Miss Miller. Miss Miller. Member said, when tourists couldn't come in a COVID, we have to queue up a Jamaica National, Swiss, Western Union, and we just have send the money like we fools, so. We just have send the money like we fools, so. So to poor we, Miss Miller, then to withdraw our remittances when tourism never work in a Jamaica. How you think it would not work, ma'am? Don't play with. Mine we use with money against, so no. Mine, Miss Miller, we use the money against, so no. Don't play with. Don't sidestep with. And do not, Miss Miller, for the little jot of credibility that you have when you're over YouTube, because normally over them listen to you, because I now listen to you over TVJ with the prostitutive language. I now listen over there, so. So we would normally listen to you on YouTube because you have little more freedom to be yourself. But don't prostitute yourself for Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. I mean, see, look like you set up Andrew Holness to retaliate on Mark Golden constitutional review. My question is, what have you all sold your professional integrity for? And is it really worth it? When you look upon how you can rise upon YouTube and become mega and master broadcasters, was it worth Dan Campbell, how you do this? Was it worth it? What have you sold your professional integrity for, Bullfrog Wagwan? And was it really worth it? We don't understand now why we don't have no respect for them. We don't understand now why people are turned off. You know? We just bend down and bend over so. Anybody we can scratch on a hand niggle. Who do we move to next? Lady Bachelet. Because when we're done with Lady Bachelet, we can twine George and Emily Shields. She's a much of do about nothing, to be honest. I really don't listen to Emily Shields. Only when people bring things to my attention of what Emily Shields said. But I really don't waste my time to listen to Emily Shields because I don't see a reason or I don't think I learn anything much listening to Emily Shields. So I really don't listen to her. But this young man wants to remind or is reminding Jamaicans of reasons why not to vote for Andrew Holness.
Alpha, and I will tell you why not to vote for the JLP. I am Aces Alpha, and I will tell you why not to vote for the JLP.
Herbert Tuesday.
States of emergencies. Do you remember the Disaster Risk Act, where you were locked up for going to the shop and charged 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000? Do you remember COVID vaccines that were forced into your arms? Do you remember when he locked off the party and tell us that no party can keep up with him and him friend the upper party? Do you remember? No. Do you remember the billions that went missing from Petrojam? Do you remember the unaccounted $3 trillion that the Prime Minister and Flavor Williamson is telling us not to worry about? Do you remember when the teachers, the police, the lawyers, the doctors, the nurse, everybody had to protest for a salary increase? But instead of giving them a salary increase, he gave himself $18 million on his $9 million salary?
Those are reasons why you must not vote for Andrew Holness because you will not benefit. A vote for Andrew Holness. Let us look at quickly what happened in South Trelawney, where the Dalrymple, you know, the thief, puss, left the fly dish, come out of the cupboard. Dalrymple Filbert tried to pull off and Paul Patmore on Monday. But the Patmorians weren't having it. And they treat her like the piece of filth. Ladybug, how you do? They treat Dalrymple Filbert, the criminal, the convicted criminal, the fraudster and swindler of the public purse. They treat her like the piece of filth that she is. Judgment!
Yes, the ring player. Come up a fat more things have to come back. Fuck our mother. Come on, say a come back. The ring player, fuck your mother. Look on our fear. Hey, I'm the boss. I'm here and grew up. Yeah, baby. I'm here and grew up. You don't know him. Hey. Never them up here come back and fuck them mother. I'm here right now like me a joke, you know.
This is the level of political intimidation and violence coming from the Jamaica Labour Party. We remember in the by-election for when the thief returned, we remember the threat sent by Chopper John by the Prime Minister. Anything the Prime Minister said, so it go. And we will create violence. We see that when people them come out on the street, if you not vote for Mama D, you can't go a polling station. But let me tell you this, Paul Patmore people aren't going to have it. Because I never see Patmore against her in the by-election. The Patmorians are not having it. So the potato thieves have to turn around and go hence them come from. Now, let us remind ourselves quickly of Lady Bachelet, and then we're going to move over to a video done by Carlos yesterday and a caller that really spread it out. Wycliffe Hughes. And I'm going to tell you why I think Cliff Hughes come out. After we listen to this, I will tell you why I think him come out, then we'll listen to the video. Come on, Lady Jemima.
Where NNN is concerned, they've been attacking us for the last 20 years.
Blah, blah, blah.
Over 4 election cycles.
Yes.
They punish us in several ways. They put our lives at risk.
Defamation.
From their political platforms in front of their enthusiastic supporters. They encourage them to hate us.
What's there to like about you, dog?
They speak openly of shutting down NNN.
Over with money.
And that has
That's
become
over your
even more
friend.
so
Over with money.
with the September 3 elections looming. Well, I want you to hear me. After 20 years, you have not succeeded, and you will never succeed in
Pauline
silencing
Dixon,
us.
how you do?
We are facing an existential threat as a
People with
media
money.
organization
And the threat will
from the
up by your
People's
head.
National Party. My
You're a lot of
staff
guy.
feel threatened, abused, verbally attacked. They even fired shots at our location,
Okay. Do you have proof?
and we have not bowed.
Okay. I mean, when
We will not
pull down the
bow
Prime
or
Minister's zip,
cower to you.
when have you stopped pulling down the
We
Prime
will
Minister's
stand proudly
zip?
with our professionalism intact.
Patrick Bailey's zip. You've been regular.
We will continue to cover you all fairly
No way at all.
in our news bulletins, in our commentaries. But we will never be intimidated or bow to you. Jamaica demands no less of us. My late great headmaster,
Jamaica deserves no less of us. No less prostitute. That's probably what he's referring to. Now, before we listen to Carlos Gray, Jamaican Carlos, and a caller to his program yesterday. Now, while Lady Bachelet came out, no, the writing is on the wall that the Jamaica Labour Party is going. That is quite clear to a lot of us. Lady Bachelet owes a lot of taxes and a lot of rent. So Lady Bachelet could be thrown out at any time. So what Lady Bachelet came out to do is to create the narrative now to when his demise, plotted by him and the Jamaica Labour Party, when Andrew Holness lose and everything fall apart, then Cliff Agose and the PNP them bring down nationwide. Nothing to do with Cliff, you know. Nothing to do with how Cliff runs nationwide into the ground. How nationwide is being used by Cliff Hughes as a money laundering organization, as was suggested. But let's get away into the conversation, because to say, we heard a lot yesterday. We don't know how much I did about Carlos yesterday, but we heard an awful lot, Cliff Hughes. Hold on there.
As being the informal hiring manager for the government, you know.
Sorry.
This is where you from, Mr. Cliff Hughes. Sound like he's angry about something. Just the other day we hear him with a threatening kind of argument, but didn't Campbell forget box. I'm talking about the general secretary for the PNP. So if somebody can box him. So it look like people are. I don't know if you go sit down on somebody's couch and get some counseling, or everything what them do are come crumbling down right before all of us on social media. At TV, we are watching with all of them people. But what he's saying is very dangerous, I believe. He said that the PNP, there are threats from the PNP, and they even fire shots at the station. Hold on there, family. Hold on there, family. No call me yet. No call me yet. Me no wanting them. Me go on where me go, no man. Me take the call after. Come here. Me now come out of the meds. Don't call me yet, please. I'm a love you all on, you know. Yeah, man. No disrespectful thing. I just love. Yeah, man. No call me. Just wait until me get my head together. No, him come through and him said that them shoot up him station. Like we say, me hear two different stories. He said the man up on the bike back and him shoot up, man up on bike and him shoot up the place, and then man sit down and him get up and shoot up the seat there. If a man come to shoot up, why a man shoot up the parking lot? Shoot up car. Make no sense. And what may I hear that people were in the parking lot at that time. So is that the first I go around with Cliff Hughes, you know? And this shooting incident right here took place. Rotted. What you hear brother say? Brother, you did it? Hold on, they don't say nothing yet, brother. Not make say a word. This shooting incident in the parking lot took place after Dayton Campbell said this blogger station is an incubator. Don't forget. Remember, you know, if you understand how the thing working up on my platform, I got to teach you know, because we remember these stories, because we do the videos them, I got to dig them up, I got to do research. Good morning, class president. How you doing, brother?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sorry, man.
Yes.
Yes.
Chris Hughes has been the informal hiring manager for the government. You know that, right?
Wow.
He has put a whole lot of people in critical positions, you know?
Mm.
And what power does he wield in order to get so many persons in government? And a lot of those tax breaks should be the probe of criminal activities. Tax fraud. A lot of the employees' statutory deductions were not passed over to NHT, Tax Administration of Jamaica, NIS, right? And he used the people's money to operate his business or either transfer it to his personal accounts.
Oh.
So, if you definitely should see some prison time, because I mean the kinds of monies that he has colluded with the government to give himself or NNN's tax breaks amounting to millions, hundreds of millions of dollars.
What?
So it's big money that the PNP administration has to go after rigorously.
Wow.
They have to make all efforts to make sure that Cliff Hughes give an account.
Or remember when Kitty them, sorry TikTok, or remember when people like Kitty them leave nationwide, is when them find out about them statutory deduction with Cliff Hughes a collect and a turnover.
For all those monies that should have been passed over to the government. Tax fraud is a serious business, you know, because what happens with tax fraud, Carlos, is that most of these heads of companies.
We're calling on the People's National Party to investigate Cliff Hughes for tax fraud. You think you done yourself, Cliff Hughes? You should never come out and open your fucking mouth and blame the PNP for your bullshit.
Companies transfer companies' monies and assets to their personal accounts. So you will see them with luxurious mansions, but their limited liability companies are starving.
So, based on what you're saying, that if due to political alliance or linkage or contacts or friendship or whatever the case, you can the taxman can knock on your door. So it seems as if government have the tentacles on the tax office. That's what we are hearing.
Exactly. And most of the tax breaks were not done legitimately.
So if him get tax break,
included a lot of fraud.
So if he is getting tax break, how many other businessmen is getting tax break per government politician?
Well, all I know is that Cliff Hughes has enriched himself from this Jamaica Labour Party administration. There's no doubt about it.
Wow. Wow.
The kinds of breaks that he got, you know, one of those live broadcasts, Carlos, starts from like $1 million to $1.5 million.
And what you tell me, say?
Yes.
I'm going buy water.
Every week.
I'm going to talk to some people buy water. He
gets them every week, right? He has literally disrupted the activities of JIS, which is designated to publish the government's activities, information, right?
PBCJ.
You know, so he has made JIS inoperable. All JIS does these days is to blog on their website, like they would write stories and publish them on their website. They are not getting any investment from the government in terms of modernizing their equipment, recruiting staff, and extending their tentacles island-wide. The JIS is dead under Andrew Holness. And Cliff Hughes is the one who caused that to happen. So when you see this guy coming on his program to cast aspersion against a party that is not even in power, can you imagine the kind of things he's saying about the PNP? And the PNP is not in power. How the PNP could stop him or his company from operating when it is in opposition?
Jamaica, this is why I'm saying Cliff is setting up a narrative. Cliff Hughes is setting up a narrative that when he fails, it's because of the People's National Party, not about the corruption and the collusion with the Jamaica Labour Party. Not that why he have failed. He's setting up the People's National Party, but we're brighter down. All it brighter down. We don't left basic school yet, JLP supporters. We don't left basic school yet.
He has the government in his hands.
The man said for 20 years.
Yet he is castigating the PNP.
I play victim. Now go work, bro.
Not 1 inch.
Look here.
Not
when Andrew Holness went over to Clifton to destroy the people's houses. Remember, Dennis Brooks was there with the Prime Minister, you know.
Yes.
He must be investigated for malicious destruction of property, you know. Dennis Brooks. I'm telling you, the PNP administration has a lot of work to do to hold these guys accountable. Because Dennis Brooks from Nationwide News Network was there with the Prime Minister over there in his official capacity as a police. Giving cover to Andrew Holness is illegal action. Brother, you can't demolish a person's property like that. You have to have court order, right? And you have to have right. So, and his official bailiff of the court has to carry out those activities. When they went over there, that was something totally illegal. So I'm saying that Dennis Brooks must be charged. He must be thrown out of the police force. Watch the...
What you would call that is demolition by conscription. The government conscripts its own rule. Not the government, the Prime Minister conscript its own rules because the Prime Minister don't want to be in a lengthy court battle over Clifton. That is why the Prime Minister conscripted his bulldozers and in police and went over Clifton, go do what him do. So that's demolition by conscription. Him never go the legal route. Him just use impersonal power to make up something and act against the people.
And see if Dennis Brooks wasn't there, making a statement on behalf of the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
He was a media guy.
Andrew Holness, his friend.
Yeah, he was a media guy. I remember. Yeah, we have the clip even yesterday.
No, he was operating on behalf of the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
Yes, man. They have it, man.
Right? Elon Parkinson, who was working at Cliff Hughes, Digicel made him redundant and he went straight to Darrell Vaz's ministry and now communications manager. Because you know Digicel went bankrupt, right? And a matter of fact, it's one of the companies that involved in a whole lot of tax fraud also that the PNP administration should investigate.
Oh, yes, sir.
Because there is a close connection between Digicel and Darrell Vaz.
What?
And that's happening for many, many years. Digicel went bankrupt. How is it that Digicel able to survive Jamaica when it's bankrupt and Dennis O'Brien had to leave as chairman of Digicel, right? All his interest sold. He probably does have a minuscule proportion of shares, right? It's different owners. But Digicel is able to survive in Jamaica because it is involved in tax fraud and kickbacks to certain ministers.
People, like the platform, share the platform, please. Come on, people. Like it and share it. Kick it out there.
You have Cecil Toms, also from Nationwide News Network, who became communication manager for Jamaica Urban Transit Company. You have Naomi Francis.
It's an incubator over there, you know, Jamaica. Foot Soldier, morning, thanks for the share. The vlogging station over there, it's an incubator for Andrew Holness cronies.
Who is the Prime Minister's press secretary? And a lot of those functions that the JLP keeps, Cliff Hughes has friends who chair or host those meetings for a fee.
Wow, so Cliff Hughes is entwined in everything we are going, intertwined.
Everything that involves the government, Cliff Hughes is there.
Wow.
You shouldn't blood clot come out here, your whole belly a dash out a road, yeah? Your whole gut a dash out a road. What we never know about.
Tending his tentacles and his power and influence.
Share the light.
I am telling you, that's what these businessmen do, you know. They enrich themselves and starve the limited liability companies because they can, look here, Cliff Hughes can leave NNN at any time now, you know. But his personal wealth would have been secured.
Wow. Wow.
So he's not interested in investing any money or paying the rent. He's just juggling along, and so whenever it collapses, well, so it goes. But guess what?
This is why Cliff came out with the narrative. Because Cliff Hughes, Lady Jemima Bachelet, knows that it's all coming to a collapsing end. So Cliff Hughes come out here to paint the narratives that anytime when you see me fall flat, palm my face, a PMP do it. Because they target me for 20 years now. I'm afraid of them. I start afraid of them. They fire shot after me. But even though I bow and pull down Andrew Holness, zip me now. Bow for PNP, says Cliff Hughes.
Trying to keep the company in order to continue enriching himself. But he's not personally investing any money in it. So Nationwide News Network has become a shell company also. It has become a money laundering agent for the government, right?
Wow.
And it is propping up Cliff Hughes' personal wealth.
Wow.
So he will try to keep it.
But
I bet you that if and when the PNP wins, he will close it down and walk away free like a bird in the tree, just as Bush Stewart did with Air Jamaica. Right? Cliff Hughes has a luxurious mansion in Stony Hill.
Which part he'll regularly have his freak offs on the 31st of December. It's an annual freak off. You know, the Diddy freak off with the baby isle and all that. Yes, Cliff Hughes also has one on the 31st of December annually.
And he would have already paid off those mortgages in full courtesy of the Jamaica Labour Party and the government. When PJ Patterson sued him for $12 million, or he settled for $12 million, is the GLP government paid it for him? And look here, Cliff Hughes is up to nothing good. Because Vaz has been the one who is helping him from day one since he get the license coming straight up to Andrew Holness.
What?
So Cliff Hughes is embedded in the massive fraud that is being perpetrated by this government. He is not a victim. And he has come out of this as a winner. So do not watch.
In patrol social media, I host him if you call him. In patrol social media, Cliff and Andrew patrol social media. Trust me, Jamrock. Because you say them always make reference to it, even though they not call when him individually. Because in a meltdown video, he make reference to PNP vloggers and supporters. So them are watch we. Them know all our one. And them are watch and them are know what one. They can act like they not see or hear we. But when their cup full up, like Kofi Cliff Hughes turn full Monday morning, then you have to run over the salsa, you know. Or if you don't have a salsa, it's going to run a dot or on your foot. Anyway, it's going to run, Cliff Hughes.
The rent that he is unable to pay, or he's constantly moving up and down. Right? He has secured his personal wealth. He doesn't care about NNN anymore. But he hopes to keep it in order to continue to transfer monies from the government to his personal accounts.
So it's the National Money Laundering Radio Station. And that we should change the name to. The National Money Laundering, Cliff Hughes, come sue me. The National Money Laundering Police Station, radio station. It is what Cliff Hughes is using his radio station and broadcasting license with him not pay tax for to launder money. To assist the Prime Minister and Darrell Vaz in particular to launder your public purse. That's what Cliff Hughes is doing. That's why Cliff Hughes is so angry and irate, because it's all coming to a crushing end. And people, one by one, wanna go into jail. One by one, wanna go into jail. Happy morning. Thanks for the share.
And that is what he's doing. Cliff Hughes is not broke. How can a man who occupies the all of power and fame under this administration is broke? He's not.
The time is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister. The time is brought to you by the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. The time is brought to you by the Ministry of Justice. The time is brought to you by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. All of these contracts, money swindled from your public purse, money laundered by Nationwide and the government, money laundered by Darrell Vaz, Cliff Hughes, and Andrew Holness. It's all coming to an end. Wayne Bartley, morning.
He has run NNN bankrupt in order to be a wealthy man out of his craft. Look at Tony Shirley. Tony Shirley used to own Mitchell's Auto Parts, and his wife used to own Sterling Chemicals. Both companies went bankrupt and owed millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Lord God, that man, you look like him a fly upon the wall across the whole Jamaica. He have them business, you know, Jamaica. Him have them business.
As in taxes. Andrew Holness recruited the man and made him chairman of Factories Corporation of Jamaica. Can you imagine a man like that handling public funds? A man who is accused and settled sexual harassment cases, and Andrew Holness keeps him beside him. He's in no more bankruptcy. So Cliff Hughes is just a part of the syndicate who continues to transfer monies from out of the government to themselves alleviating any financial difficulties they once experienced, and they are good to go now. Now there is a duty for the PNP administration to go after their personal properties. Because when they leave those companies, they are shell. They have nothing. They have no equipment in their name, no motor vehicle, no money, right? So they have to go after their personal assets. And they have to be charged. Carlos, those taxes could do so many important things for the people of Jamaica in the hospitals, in the schools.
So if you're going to sue Cliff Hughes, you're going to sue two respondents. You're going to sue the legal entity nationwide, and you're also going to sue the natural person, Cliff Hughes. If you can't catch Harry, you catch him short. If Nationwide is bankrupt and you can't get it from the legal person, certainly you go after the natural person, which is Cliff Hughes.
For poor relief, for pension. So the things that Cliff Hughes ascribed to the PNP, who is in opposition, is incorrect. Is ascribing power to the PNP when the GLP is in power. Let me tell you something. Cliff Hughes, when Cliff Hughes started Nationwide News Network, he couldn't even pay the first month's staff.
What?
He couldn't. I'm telling you. An idea he had and wanted to execute it. And he was borrowing money like crazy from even individuals. I'm not telling you about bank alone now. Individual professionals, he was going.
The whole blood clot got a throw out a door. The whole gut was thrown out yesterday because you tried to draw the PNP in your dirty bangarang. Cliff a whole heap with guardrails, a whole heap when him guardrails out here. You know. We're not prostitutes like you. We're guardrails. Guardrails for what is justable, Cliff Hughes, not for the injustice that you protect, cover up, and perpetrate on the people of Jamaica. The prostitute organization, we must get rid of them out of our country.
To them to borrow money because he couldn't pay the 1 month bill, right? And somehow he went into some friendship with Darrell Vaz, and Darrell Vaz would have helped him and asked Bruce Golding to help him also. And then the relationship blossomed with
unlike Andrew and some other politicians. I wonder if Darrell Vaz attend. I did not hear from sources who attend the freak-off if Darrell Vaz was ever one of the participants. Fully well know, though, that Andrew Holness and many others are participants of Cliff Hughes' regular freak-off on the 31st of December annually.
Andrew Holness. So Cliff Hughes is not independent. He has sold his journalistic ethics for a fee.
Cheap. Not even cheap.
Remember, Cliff Hughes was a very poor guy. You know, his mother used to clean a brothel out by Windward Road.
Oh, Jesus, Cliff, your business.
On Mapletoft Avenue.
Your business down the road.
Came from. But he has found himself attached with Darrell Vaz and the Jamaica Labour Party, Bruce Golding and Andrew Holness. And he has made a fortune. Monies he has accumulated that can change his life forever. While bleeding NNN. But I told you, it's a strategy that a lot of businessmen use. So just as how Andrew Holness is running his shell companies, NNN is also a shell company who, you know, that they use to transfer monies for personal enrichment.
Boy, I mean, never know that, you know. Mighty God.
Oh, yes. So they have been piling up debts and debts and debts while Cliff Hughes is getting richer and richer and richer.
Producer Wayne, here, Producer Wayne. You there? Why?
What? So there is a task ahead, my friend. That this man, Cliff Hughes, must be arrested and charged for tax fraud. Who else get those privileges to walk away free like a bird?
No, globalists. It is all of us job. All of us job to lobby the People's National Party to investigate Cliff Hughes as a part of the investigation they promised us against JLP corruption. We the people, we must become lobbyists. We must form with lobbyist group that speak to government in a united voice. We must form a lobby group to lobby the People's National Party. We want back with blood clot money from Cliff Hughes. Every cent of it.
The tree, while poor people have to suffer the pangs of hell. You better try don't get sick now and go to the hospital. Because even if you go to the hospital for less than life-threatening medical problems, more than likely you will end up die.
I challenge you. Bokutuanga Black River Abattoir. They call it hospital. We used to it as hospital then. Book your tour and go Black River Abattoir and see what happens to you. I challenge you. Book your tour and go Black River Abattoir. That's why we hospital them not on equipment. We teacher them can't get paid because everything pack up in a Cliff bank account. That's why Cliff can keep free car over millions of dollars. At December time.
By medical experiment or lack of equipment and supplies.
So this brother, this brother, you know what I said to me a while ago, all of that. It just made me go back to the other day, the same brother. What makes him so angry? When you hear Andrew Wallace come out and say the PNP is angry, he's angry. I'm sure you guys footage from St. Thomas to Kingston to wherever them are tear down flyers. All me see a Liberator do it, right? And the other day, me see the same brother say that Dayton Campbell, the GenSec for the PNP must get back. Somebody if you go back in. And then me hear the brother come up and this year. So again, why me I wonder what's wrong with him? Why him so like he's angry? What's angering this brother? I know you're telling me about this money.
He's just telling lies, concocting a narrative for people to be turned off. But he's not credible, so who is going to listen to him and form a negative impression of the PNP when he is not credible?
In person would none.
Remember, you know, you just said it. He said somebody should, well, shot Dayton Campbell back. So it's not only a box, he used the word shot, which increased the violent nature of his request or demand. So he's behaving hostile towards the PNP and then at the same time saying he is maintaining his standards as a journalist or a media house.
Let me ask.
There's two things that good journalists or good politician does not do. They do not respond to public criticism. They just hold their head down, whether they might do it right or wrong, and get on with it. At Cliff Hughes and Andrew Holness, them alone come out here and respond to criticism.
Question is there
which media house or journalists would speak like that and still maintain their professionalism?
Well, is there any video out there with any PNP who asks for any harm to be done physically against his brother? Anywhere. And him are the only one that said the PNP should be hurt, get armed, box, and him come out like him want to play a victim.
Mr. Lady, hold on there. Jamrock, when me hear, come did over Carlos yesterday, because me never come on last night. This morning before they me get up and finish listen to the show because me lay down and listen to it last night and fall asleep. So me never even get to come on last night. But for me hear that interview there yesterday, they said me have to run this back tomorrow morning for my audience because Cliff Hughes got get through out the door.
No, how the PNP after him and after him, one of him people, he wanna try to clean up him own doo-doo.
Carlos, that's what I'm saying. The PNP has a mission to accomplish. This guy must lose his house up by Stone Hill. That's the same house where he keeps his kind of parties.
No, me think
he should lose it because tax fraud is a serious crime, Carlos. You would have deprived the nation of valuable resources
TikTok,
to operate the country.
Power tap, please.
People will get tenants and say free car for keep a Jamaica to have Diddy in a Jamaica, P Diddy only in America. People will get tenants and say we have P Diddy in a Jamaica and free car, regular free car for go on a Jamaica with baby oil. Continue, class president. Continue.
Ryan Reid, who is a co-founder of First Rock Investments, is on the board of Nationwide News Network, you know. That's the same First Rock Investments, you know, that took $1.1 million US from National Insurance Scheme, you know, and $480 million from Airports Authority stroke Norman International Airport, you know. Is this, as you said, it is the same set of people who are involved in the nefarious activities of stealing public funds through different mechanisms.
People, hold on the class president. People, let me take on the back. People, the man come out and I say, Dayton Campbell, somebody fi shot him a box, you know. And the same man come out to the people. Look funny people. Look, that's the funny one thing, people. The man do and I clean up him on do. Continue the class president. Come here, the people know what I want.
This is the same Cliff Hughes who protected Hugh Crosby, a Jamaican-born white man.
Tap it right there, so tap it right there, so because I forgot to find that piece of clip there when him have to come back and apologize because at that time Gene and Pantan was arrested. Them come out to clean up for SSL because at that time I believe he was working for SSL because come out and said Gene and Pantan own the apartment building. You see it? Him come out to pile it up on the woman, you know. Him, his station come up and pile up the crosses on Gene and Pantan say Gene and Pantan thief the money because she own apartment. He never said she thief the money, but he must show that she own apartment building. So if you know that she own apartment building, it's like, well, see the money there. You understand the people? So see the narrative man try to paint and him come out and him apologize for that. Continue, my brother. To ride it like a bicycle.
Gene and Pantan doesn't own anywhere, my brother.
Thank you.
First of all, nobody cannot rob Hugh Crosby's money. Hugh Crosby hold with a iron fist. Gene and Pantan has no signing powers at the bank. So in other words, if she didn't have any power to sign a check to be encashed at NCB. No way.
So him coming out is
Gene and Pantan could not move $1 from SSL.
So him coming out at that time seems as if his defense is in of SSL and them oligarchs to try to sink the woman. Sink the woman.
That's what I'm saying. This guy is no journalist.
But I sink the woman. So she own apartment complex and she don't own nothing. And them have to come back out and apologize for it.
Not only that, real owners of the apartment complex came out and said that Cliff Hughes and Nationwide putting their lives at risk and their investments.
See that people think a lie we are tell.
They even got a lawyer.
Wow. Wow.
That's the kind of blunder Cliff Hughes and Nationwide News Network would take to preserve their personal wealth.
Don't go nowhere.
Remember, you Crosby stroke SSL is the one who first sponsored Blue Dot polls.
When I hear people,
a fictitious polling company.
Bring that poll.
fictitious.
So Cliff Hughes has no character and reputation to protect. The guy owes so much money, and nobody from tax administration has filed any lawsuit against him to enforce those orders so that whatever there can be. You see, when a company is bankrupt like that, it has nothing in its name, Carlos. Not even a microphone is in Nationwide News Network's name,
Wow.
It is a empty LLC. But if you go after Cliff Hughes, you will find money and properties. And where fraud is involved, the corporate veil can be lifted. So him separating himself from a limited liability company will not be successful if there is fraud detected in its activities.
No protection.
So I am saying that they have to go after Cliff Hughes vigorously, man.
Well,
make sure that all the hundreds of millions of dollars that should have been paid to the government, that he has to pay the consequences because he didn't do the right thing.
But hold on there. Before we don't remember this class president, but me could listen to this. Listen to this, class president.
Media.com. Up first this evening, this is what we always feared. Shock and condemnation after a gun attack at Nationwide News this afternoon left staff members scampering for cover. There has been widespread condemnation from the Press Association of Jamaica, the Media Association of Jamaica, as well as members of the government. Now, Giovanni Dennis was on location and he joins us live on set. Giovanni, first of all, what did you see when you got there?
Well, thanks so much, Archie. Well, when I got there, first and foremost, I saw yellow tape on the outskirts. I was shocked because I was in the vicinity when I got the call from Janella. I got there before some police officers got there. In fact, I just was looking around, commiserating with staff members who I saw, who I know as well. What I saw was this Subaru sedan parked at the front. I saw bullet holes in the vehicle. The shooting happened around 4:30 by a lone gunman on a bike. This staff was a witness.
Say, one girl about 4:30, one car, 4:30. And then I just write a book. And then I talk mother on the phone and then this one bike come there. So
people don't hear it? When I hear people?
1200 the mop line at the bottom. So I see come and say, I want to put somebody in and say, I pick up a mobile, so I go shop and see it. So I don't know. So when you do a shot start fire, so I just lean back and I sit on the phone, say, so I just that's,
Now, while we were there on location, I saw the CEO of Nationwide News, Cliff Hughes, come on location. He was getting information.
People. Hold on. People.
And well,
Because
No, while we
Listen
were
Cliff Hughes,
here
though.
on location, I saw the CEO of Nationwide News.
Listen Cliff
come on location.
Hughes.
He was getting information from staff because he wasn't there when the shooting actually happened. I walked in the studio, snuck in while they were on air, and I got an interview with him while he was on a commercial break.
my reaction is one of shock.
Hey.
This was what we always feared.
You hear that?
Yes. And when it happens, you're still in shock, left in shock. And what is uppermost in my mind now is the impact on my staff. Last week or earlier this week, when I warned about the danger of the comments of the PNP General Secretary, Dayton Campbell,
you hear that?
This was uppermost in my mind. Those people, yes, who are not well-thinking people, yes, not the majority of PNP supporters are Jamaicans who are well-thinking people and will take this in strides. But that lunatic, that gunman, that criminal who attempted to terrorize us, yes, they don't need any further goading or inciting. And my staff this afternoon,
you hear that?
especially the younger ones, yeah, I've been here, I've seen so many things in my job and career as a journalist, yeah, so they don't scare me, they don't intimidate me. It's the others on the staff who I worry for. And what if one of those members of staff was coming through that gate at that moment?
Luckily, that was not the case. No one was wounded during the shooting. The last time, Archibald, an attack of this nature happened was in the lead up to the 1980 general elections, when there were several bomb threats against the then Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation, JBC. Now, as for the attack at Nationwide News Network, glass at the front window were smashed for a vehicle that we saw earlier. Now, George Davis is the deputy executive editor. I spoke with him as well.
I'm in my office trying to put our 5 o'clock bulletin together. A member of staff runs inside to seek shelter, to find solace, reporting that the place had been shot up. Immediately I thought it was somewhere else along Ridley Avenue. Then he composed himself well enough to say that it was our building. I went outside, it was mayhem. People in various states of distress, people crying inconsolably. By the time I made my way outside, similar scenes as inside the building, and I saw the damage to the motor vehicle, the bullet holes in one vehicle, and I was very, very happy when they reported to me that no one had been hurt. But you can understand how shaken it is. There are so many young people here. I saw people on the phone with their parents, talking about what just happened, and the feeling of vulnerability that had engulfed them. And it was not a nice feeling to see people in that state. And Jamaica in 2022, in 2023, shouldn't be here.
All right. We're not going to pray with that. So you guys can get a gist of what's going on.
Jamaica, every labor right have problem with Dayton Campbell, no? Every labor right want to set up Dayton Campbell, you know. Every labor right want to get rid of Dayton Campbell because Dayton Campbell should not have revived the People's National Party.
At that time, what they were saying, it's not like a narrative I try to paint. I don't know, because up till now they can't find. We don't hear them talk about it, and they can't find the shooter. And I'm thinking at that time, nobody had no camera about that. And it was shortly after Dayton Campbell called the station an incubator. You remember that? It was after Dayton Campbell called an incubator. And then we hear the shoot up in the parking lot. See, car there, shoot up. That's it. Hey, want the investigation of that? Then hold on the class president. Don't move again. Let me show you something again. Because we have to go to some...
Carlos.
Yeah?
You're a patient and tolerant man, because I have no interest in listening to that clip, you know. I think you should discard it. I think we should focus on attack.
No.
Andrew Holness has been member of parliament since 1998. And the people in his constituency are without clothes, food, and house, while he has become so extremely wealthy. You know, if a member of parliament is not performing, the people should not allow him or her to aspire to prime minister.
Yeah. Well, the topic is Jamaica JP bloggers are journalists, and they may beat Diane Jackson Miller. What do you think about her?
So, well, Diane Jackson Miller, he has various opinions at different junctures.
Yes.
I don't really pay too much attention to her, you know.
Yes.
But I know her opinions are scattered all over.
That is so true, because on TVJ, there's Diane Jackson Miller 1. And then on YouTube, you have Diane Jackson Miller 2. And if you probably listen to her on Instagram, you have Diane Jackson Miller 3. So it's wherever platform Diane Jackson Miller is, the view kind of differs.
Mm-hmm. And we have to just focus on making sure that the Jamaica Labour Party doesn't win a third term. I think that's where the seriousness lies.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And we have to tell the people of East and West Portland the dangers of having Darrell Vaz and Anne-Marie Vaz up there, that the Blue Lagoon, they will have no access to Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
Right? Their coffee industry would have been wiped out, and there are more lands that Vaz want to take away from you so that you're poorer and poorer and die in poverty.
And remember, Vaz take away a lot of the plush beach land in eastern Portland since him killed Dr. Bloomfield and entrench him wife there. Him just going after parish council land after parish council land. But Isaac Buchanan will be reversing the curse.
And would not have been able to send your children to school. That's a dangerous mission that Darrell Vaz has portrayed at all times. This is a man who the people must reject outright. No tolerance for Darrell Vaz and Anne-Marie Vaz. They only have one objective, which is to further enrich themselves and take away your properties. How he call himself a multi-billionaire and is not contributing anything to the parish of Portland. All he went up there to do is to plunder and cause a lot of death. These people who call themselves rich, call us wealthy. Why don't they make a meaningful contribution to their constituencies instead of going to steal, going there to wreak havoc in the lives of the people? Right? We see where prominent businessmen are being killed in Portland. Never like before. Did they have something that powerful people wanted and found it that way to eradicate them in order to get what they want? The danger of returning to the Jamaica Labour Party is what we have to focus on and highlight to the people. Because I can tell you that if the Jamaica Labour Party returns to power, you know, the killing of young men by the police will quadruple.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of NHT, they will steal anything that is left from NHT, if there is anything left, because they transferred hundreds of millions of dollars to SSL and took it back in their pockets. Probably they will try to stop even having a democratic process in terms of the general elections. There will be so many problems. They will cut more budgets from the schools and all of that because they have no interest in education. Agriculture, tourism, everything is done right now, you know. Carlos, the country is dry. Jamaica's economy has collapsed. But look at all the people are running down the boxes of KFC. You saw that this week, Carlos, on nomination day?
No, I'm not see that.
Yes. Some GLP politician came there and dropped some KFC, and it was pandemonium.
Disgusting.
People are hungry, man. But I am not going to give credence to Cliff Hughes' statement. I don't want to hear nothing from him.
No, but this platform.
He's one of the persons who would have made Jamaica work.
President.
And he would have facilitated that.
But the argument,
that
you know,
treachery.
We never watch the video when we start, you know. Guys start with this woman, you know. I said that we over in the diaspora. Remember, a journalist who come for in another video, you know. A journalist may come for them so-called journalists who say them a blogger. This video is for that. We beat them every day. We can beat them later, stay away. But think about it. The woman has said that we over here so have a prop can't be in the damn Senate. You know hear that? You know what the woman say?
But I must say, Carlos, that Dion Jackson doesn't have that influence.
I said she a couple
Dion Jackson doesn't have that influence.
These are the
neither
people.
In cash.
These are the
neither
people.
In cash or numbers on social media. So she doesn't have that power to go out and campaign. What she said, she's going to campaign against that proposal.
Well, listen.
Like some of what I see in the PNP manifesto, I have issues with other things. So let's talk about that. I'm Dion Jackson Miller. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me start with the Senate. And before I even say anything else or explain anything, I'm going to kick off with one of my major beefs, which is one of their proposals, which is to put members of the diaspora or a representative of the Jamaican diaspora in the Jamaican Senate. No. What is this obsession that our politicians have with this proposal about putting members of the diaspora in the Jamaican Parliament, which is what the Senate is, the upper house of the Jamaican Parliament?
And if you look at her body language, she's quite annoyed about it. Stacey and Lee, before you do, she's very annoyed about it. Richard St. Alban.
Look, like all of you, I have relatives who live abroad. I have friends who live abroad, right? And a lot of them do a whole lot for this country. I appreciate that. I respect that. We should honor that, and we can do that in all kinds of different ways, all right? Put them on advisory committees, give them national honors, all kinds of things, fine. But I draw the line at this idea that we must put a diaspora representative in our Senate, which is part of our parliament that passes laws for the country. Why are we talking about putting members of the diaspora, which by definition means people who don't live here, into our parliament to pass laws for those of us who live here? Or you must be passing laws for a country you don't live in. That makes sense? And I promise you, if we ever get to the point where we are having any kind of serious conversation about this, I'm going to make it my personal mission to campaign against it on every single forum. It's nonsense. It's pandering. We don't need to stop it. So yeah, for me, failing grade for this particular proposal. Foolishness.
We beg Sudar, man. We in the diaspora beg Sudar, man. We answer, man. We angry, man. Cross.
Foolishness,
man.
said Dion Jackson.
Yeah.
So what if we were to stop robbing Peter to pay Paul and keep with money, and then Paul starts suffer because all remittances, Dion Jackson Miller. But as you know, me deal with you already.
Dion Jackson Miller still lives with her parents in Vineyard Town, all right?
Say what, sir?
Dion Jackson Miller can hardly afford a proper vehicle, so don't pay her.
Sir, please, you cannot say that about Dion Jackson Miller. Dion Jackson Miller, is she married and divorced, or is somebody help me here? Because I fell asleep last night. Hey, this part. You know, sometimes God is my refuge and strength. You know, sometimes when you listen to something, you always hear something new. Or if you read a book or an article over again, you book up on something was so new to you, even though you've read it the first or second time. Daniel Taylor, morning. Did he say Dion Jackson Miller is still living with her parents? Eh? Did he say that Dean Jackson Miller is Jackson Miller double barreled by marriage, or is it a double barrel? So however, work out if you have that work out. Is she divorced? Dean Jackson would be the only vlogger out here who live with hey, mind your mouth. Yes, she did. She was married, and if it was married or is divorced, which one you're answering to, Opal? Is she been divorced? So then Jackson Miller would be the only vlogger out here living with her parent. Hey. So then Jackson Miller is a vlogger living with her parent. So hold on, we could work it up. Does that mean that the husband would live at the mother-in-law's house? Or are they separated and she's gone back home to mommy? Me confused there, son. But then again, people business normally is a confusing thing.
Hey, man.
Where are talking about?
She has no power or influence.
Yes, they do. Because these are the people out there influencing Jamaican people. Do the people that don't listen to us? You know what they listen to?
She doesn't have the numbers, Carlo. She doesn't have the numbers. She probably doesn't even have the numbers like you.
Yeah, but
believe it or not. Her platform is growing.
She has transitioned.
I think I grow. I think I grow, bro.
Traditional media and social media now.
Yeah, I think I grow. You see it. Check it out.
Yeah, our platform's growing.
Well, Carlos, I think that people's basic survival is what's at risk right now, and they are attending to that. I don't think they are paying Dean Jackson Miller any mind right now.
They are, bro. They are, bro.
Hold on to Dean Jackson Miller. We don't normally like to solicit free advice. Your platform will grow. Anthony Miller. She's married to Anthony Miller. Meow. 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 Here, Miss Miller, Miss Jackson Miller. Make I give you advice. You see, broadcasting in YouTube on a big platform and you have big audience and you think them will get view. In no time you can build a house or buy a house out of that, Miss Miller. What you sit down over Bumbleclaw TV, do? Eh? They would not think said. Same thing they are going for Dean Jackson Miller over there. So, I don't know here about vlogging. I don't know here about vlogging. And how lucrative. Look at Candice Owen, Don Lennon, Mehdi Hassan, George Galloway, Andre Stevens. It's a money make. Uno way claim say uno big up there. Remember, you're not down in the ghetto like myself, darling. Dean Jackson Miller at mommy's house. No.
The media's on fire. I'm not if I watch it, bro. I am mad. Me leave it on fire now. Brother.
I don't watch those things, girl.
Me go fire and go march over here. Me go up on road, go march.
So, one I tell you in journalistic credibility and integrity. One I tell you if you still live at mommy's house, might as well you become a fucking lava mouth like myself, darling. You know, I get paid for it, so just make your mouth boss.
We send money to Jamaica. A third of the GDP are we. We have a problem with that when a woman go on mainstream media go chat some shit like that. We are talking about mainstream media. Yeah, you have a page, yes, but you have woman on mainstream media. So we can figure out how to feel. So I fire for them for the platform this morning. this afternoon.
The kind of damage that Andrew Holness has done to Jamaica, right? And people.
Somebody can check and find out if Dan Jackson's Miller's husband, Anthony Miller, is a broke pocket man as well. We thought when we see people on TV, they were living a good life, a middle class life, a life above us. Eh? Does anyone know if Anthony Miller is a broke pocket? Or a gambler? Or a snorter? At Mommy's house, Miss Miller.
Eagerly want to see him go. That supersede any consideration about Ian Jackson Miller at this point in time. Right? Changing the government is priority. Right? We have seen where embezzlement has become a routine of the Jamaica Labour Party, and it has caused severe hardship on the land. I'm telling you, man, that I've never seen poverty like this before, Carlos.
Me understand that
Holness
class
is
president,
the architect of it.
every day we depend on that class president. Remember me talk every day we and later on we are depend on that again. Tomorrow, we not lose track.
We have to make sure that we remove guys like Darrell Vaz and James Roberts out of politics.
Yes, the murderers!
Look at the poverty in Andrew Holness's constituency, may I repeat?
Prime Minister.
The people are not teeth in their mouth. They can't afford dentures. They can't afford proper clothes. They don't have no house, no roof over their head. Andrew Holness is so wealthy from 1998 until now. He should lose his seat, Carlos.
What do you think about Wagwan? Do you think they will lose it?
I want him to lose it. This guy mustn't be in politics. He has been a dangerous guy to Jamaica. A lot of the untold suffering going on, Carlos, is mainly caused by Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness wasn't up to anything good from day one.
Hey, but they didn't see you, you know. But they didn't see you. Look, before me I play some video, I'm gonna see you. I mean you talk about these things.
Yeah.
Hold on there. Look where your screen. Yeah. You see your screen? Because this is something you talk about. Look where your screen. Check this out.
Sure the building. Sure the building with Juliet Holness, aka Cowfoot, size 13 a bill. See it, yeah? And big up the whole of the road for run pipe and them thing there already. See it, yeah? Big old apartment, painting a blue and white.
Dan Jackson Miller, the life of a Riley. No, sir. Listen here. This is why you see I don't into the promoting myself on social media or come on social media is trying to look and be something different. All I want to do is to inform and educate the people. That's where it stopped for me. But to come out here and go on, like say, something and go on Dan Jackson Miller, we just find out, say, you live at Mommy's house with your husband and 2 children, darling. Dan Jackson Miller clear up that story before you met me. My head pain me and spin over it. Clear it up. If it don't go so make we know.
Yeah.
If you find somewhere since if it was just staying at Mommy because your house are renovated. What was it, Miss Jackson Miller? No, sir.
3 of them. Make you see it. So them are on electricity there. Yeah. Showing on the front part. Front part, this are the garbage bin, you know. So it's secure and everything. See that? Juliet building this. Big old building. Building look nice, see?
One off Gillette's development. One off.
See them
And this is the $800 million one, you know, Jamaica. TikTok, I will upload that video is on Carlos feed, but I'll also upload it.
Class president, what that mean I look for, bro?
There are many, man. There are many all over Island, Carlos. There are many, many. And don't forget that Andrew Holness stood behind Juliet Holness's wealth. So whatever differences that they might have had recently, you notice they forgot about everything and working together to try and get a third term in order to maintain their wealth.
My God, bro.
You think Juliet is going to abandon Andrew Holness, who has made her so wealthy? She couldn't have gained all that wealth without Andrew Holness making a connection with the Chinese community, with the businessmen. Right? That's the connection where they have reaped significant wealth. Some of those apartments that Juliet Holness is making, right? And obviously, obviously Andrew Holness is a part of it too. So whenever we say Juliet Holness, it's really Juliet Holness and Andrew Holness. They are Chinese nationals and construction sites. The day when Andrew Holness met with the Chinese community, that's when he received kickbacks that changed his life forever, Carlos.
So it's not about choosing Jamaica contractor, it's choosing them pocket. Choosing Jamaica is when it comes to us, choose Jamaica. Them are choose Chinese contractor people. And that class president that tell you?
Of course. Look here. Andrew Holness was up to no good from day one. You notice who he aligned himself with initially and became Prime Minister? Hugh Crosby from SSL. Hugh Crosby would have stolen a whole lot of money from Eagle Merchant Bank, and even when court orders were established to seize properties and cash, the guy disobeyed all court orders. That's the same man Andrew Holness go align himself with and became Prime Minister and built his mansion in Beverly Hills out of.
So,
and when he won the second term, the man said, "You cross the toll, Andrew Holness, listen, I don't have any time to be working at my age now and dealing with any interest, you know. Clean sweep, Andrew Holness, go ahead."
Jesus.
And they moved billions of dollars. Andrew Holness came out smiling.
That took
and this is the man who is now talking about he didn't born with any gold spoon in his mouth. His two sons born with more than gold spoon. They're probably born with gold mine. And if he had any mercy for the poor or the average Jamaican, why would he align himself to Hugh Crosby, who is a born Jamaican white man, who is known to orchestrate financial crimes from in the 80s, from in the 90s, coming straight up? Yes, Andrew Holness is right-hand man. Hugh Crosby, owner of SSL. The same man who took the $60 million from the old lady, 80-year-old, who just sold her father's estate and share it up among 4 siblings. And I don't know what the devil told her to do, but she went with $60 million to Hugh Crosby, and Hugh Crosby smiled with her and hugged her up.
So before you leave,
and the rest is history. Total wipeout.
Before you leave,
the lady went here 5 times to recoup her funds because, Carlos, when suspicious things are going on, you know, your natural instinct would pick it up, you know. So the lady went here 5 times.
You remember it?
To recover $60 million. and couldn't get $1 because Ukraine knew that he had the protection of the Prime Minister, so he could steal any amount of money he wanted and leave the country dry. Andrew Holness is one of the masterminds for SSL.
Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz.
And this man is going up as Prime Minister, while majority of people are suffering. This man should never be on the ballot. The Integrity Commission make sure tell you that this man cannot be certified to the kind of wealth he possesses. And he has never worked a profession. Andrew Holness is a professional politician, you know. He has no previous work experience. Don't let him tell any lie about he used to manage company for Siaga. Siaga company was bankrupt long ago. If Andrew Holness was managing any company for Siaga, his employment records would have shown at NHT, NIS, tax administration, etc. There's no proof that Andrew Holness ever worked apart from entering politics, Carlos. Every information he conveyed to the Integrity Commission are untraceable, is untraceable. Because he claimed that he was handling cash. What kind of, you don't realize that the man has built his empire and Bandulu is in Carlos?
Why, Dr. Puss is questionable. Real Dr. Puss.
This man is a fraudster and an imposter, but somehow got help to become Prime Minister. And you, Crosby, one of SSL, was one of them who parachuted him into the leadership of the GLP and now Prime Minister, because they had their plan and know what they're going to get back from out of the deal. This man should never be in this position. Look at the guy constituency. Poverty permeates the entire constituency. But his opponent said it, that all is there is one police station to put poor people in. Nothing, no improvement, nothing at all. This man is despicable. He is a nasty fella. He is a disgrace to Jamaica. Yeah, look here, man. Mass migration, Andrew Holness has caused most people to leave Jamaica. Because he threatened the young men with death. Some of them had to leave. And the hardship that he perpetrated on the society, people had to leave. How many broken relationships, Carlos, with people and their children, their spouses, their mothers and fathers who left because of trying to live a better life, to improve themselves, so they had to leave. And Andrew Holness caused all of that. We didn't have to be so poor. Jamaica has all the resources. We are strategically located to the largest consumer in the world, the US. Look here, man, we have everything going. We didn't have to be like this, where our people are living in such poverty-stricken condition. Andrew Holness is one of the main architects for the hardship we are facing now. And don't forget that Darrell Vaz, because I told you, the two prime ministers we have, Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness. Two of them are equal on an equal mission, which is to continue grand embezzlement schemes, while nothing is left for our people. Nothing. Carlos, the country is in a very bad condition. All the lies they are telling about economy improving and job opportunities, that's lie. Nothing that they are saying is credible. So I am saying, It's not an easy road ahead. But the only hope is to change government right now. But it's obvious, after the guy is prime minister for 10 years, has nothing to show, and he's scrambling for votes, it means that he didn't do anything good for the country. Because if he had done something good, the PNP wouldn't be anywhere close to the ruling party. Think about it.
He's canvassing like a brand new candidate in just coming as opposition. You see, you know what you see?
Thank you.
Him and a canvas like my brand new, and that road I give a booklet. Brand new. My name is Andrew Otis. I'm about to run for some office. Here's my booklet. I love that people.
Let me tell you something, man. You see the hard time that Andrew Otis give the country to go and vote. The guy running to the wire, you know. No other prime minister has ever held so long, you know. This guy went on a mission to punish the people, even though they were clamoring for the election, punish the opposition. So the opposition, when he gains power, must punish him also and make sure that his assets are confiscated under the Proceeds of Crimes Act. And he is locked up. And when he has done his many years in Jamaica, they should extradite him to Netherlands at The Hague, where we will pay the price for the hundreds of deaths of the young men who were executed by the police since Andrew Holness gave that instruction. So he must never see the light of day again for both billions of dollars stolen and for the people who instructed the police to kill with impunity. And it continues. I noticed that everybody stopped counting the amount of people who are being killed by the police. The numbers are too much. It's even confusing. Gleaner, Observer, and TVJ. It's too much. They are inundated with police killings. So everybody stop counting now. Even the bloggers stop talking about it now because what? They have lost count of the figure. It is still happening where the police killing 5 a day, 6 a day, 10 a week.
Even yesterday we talk about it. Even yesterday we talk about mention it in my video, even a short video. We mention it.
But there are mothers who are grieving. And I'm telling you, mothers, that if you give Andrew Holness another chance, you will have to bury more of your children because the numbers will quadruple. He will become more ruthless. There are no money to even pay our pensioners, you know. When I look at how wicked Andrew Holness is, you know, to use NIS money to prop up First Rock investments when poor people die, the families can't even get the stipend, the burial stipend. They can't get it to assist. But yet still this guy caused $1.1 million to move from NIS into First Rock Investments, a criminal empire linked to the Prime Minister. One of the co-founders was charged with fraud for transferring shares into his personal accounts from Medical Associates Hospital. Right? Dr. Michael Banbury, he's a co-founder of First Rock Investments, along with Ryan Reid, who is the Prime Minister's friend. The Prime Minister put him on the Education Trust Fund Board. That same man is linked to Nationwide News Network.
It's a criminal organization in Jamaica. Andrew Holness is running a criminal organization at the heart of government.
Pure criminals stealing our money, and we can't get a chance to survive in our own country. The mission must be accomplished. The PNP administration must hold these guys accountable, Carlos. They are the ones that cause our children's future to be blighted. University of the West Indies become a ghost town right now. Professor Hilary Beckles told us that they will have to be involved in economic activities at the institution in order to survive. Andrew Wallace would have cut their budget significantly and leaving the institution hopeless.
Hold on, class president. Look on your screen again. Come here, talk about a lot of these things, brother. On and off here. Check this out. These are some serious allegations of wealth, you know. All right.
I'm not saying the Prime Minister is wrong to do business, you know. Don't get me wrong. But don't do business with Jamaica money, sir. And don't steal from Jamaica and do business with the money, sir. The potato house I showed the video is next door to this brand new gas station Andrew Wallace is putting up in Christiana. All the Yardman gas station them of Andrew Wallace. And him have sub hide so other them. Look, everywhere you go, you see gas station going up. Look here, government run with oil, alcohol, and tobacco. And that's what he's going into. This man will be so fucking rich. That's even when he come out of parliament, even when he retire, even when he dead. His kids, his grandkids, his whole family will never go poor again. That is what Andrew is doing to us.
I guarantee you one day we're going to rise up. And them going to have to run left this motherfucking wealth that they accumulate from the public coffers. They're going to have to run left every motherfucking cent and every motherfucking brick and mortar left giveaway. It's just a matter of time. One generation is going to wake up that will chase these thieves and criminals out of our country. I don't mean out of politics, out of our country.
Jaja, bro. Class president.
So, in closing, Carlos, I am saying to the people of Jamaica that under no circumstances, Andrew Wallace must be Prime Minister for a third term. It must be put to an end so that justice can be served.
Yes.
People of Jamaica, we need a country to be run properly, where we can take back those monies from Darrell Vaz, those billions of dollars, Andrew Wallace, Juliet Wallace, Delroy Chuck. We need back those monies to put in the economy so that our people can survive. Those guys, they have been living big over the past 10 years and even before, but more so under Andrew Wallace. But the business sector has been wiped out. Thank God Mitri Siaga has no power or influence as to who the business community will vote for. The businessmen are crying. I've spoken to them. They can't wait to vote out Andrew Wallace. They can't pay their light bill and water bill.
Wow.
Their businesses are no longer viable because purchasing power has been weakened. The Jamaican consumers can't afford to do business with them. Andrew Wallace is one of the biggest disasters Jamaica has ever experienced, greater than all hurricanes and earthquakes. That is why I'm saying, Carlos, elections have consequences. And if Andrew Wallace is returned, the ramifications would be heart-wrenching.
Yes.
People, you're going to suffer the pangs of hell if Andrew Wallace is returned to power. Do not let them trick you. Darrell Vaz must have those old buses parked at his home and they go into his personal accounts and take back that $1.4 billion and spend it on nutritious food for the children of Jamaica. Do something tangible that can preserve or uplift the lives of Jamaicans. I hope he has space at his home to keep those buses. Because election is the 3rd of September. On the 4th of September, the incoming transport minister must instruct the drivers to drive them straight to Darrell Vaz's house.
And if they want the whole of it,
and you pull him and put on handcuff on him, Carlos.
We will.
And you compel all the banks to release his accounts. Hold on to his money. Make sure that we take back our money. Andrew Wallace is the same. So we're going to start with those first. Once you clip Darrell Vaz's wing, Andrew Wallace and his wife, a lot more monies will be coming in because you're going to have you, Crosby, who will have to give back those monies also. You're going to have First Rock Investment. And guess who else you're going to have? You're going to have Michael Leachin. So let's get down to business on the 4th of September. The amount of billions of dollars that have been stolen, the people who have taken those monies can be counted on 2 hands. So we're going to take it back. We're going to put it back into the economy. But guess what? Andrew Wallace's prison term will be the longest because after he spends his time in Jamaica, he will be flown to the Hague for the hundreds of young men who were killed based upon his instructions to the police. So let's take it seriously. This is the most consequential election in the history of Jamaica. And elections have consequences. We have to return this country to civility, to stability, and credibility and decency. Under Andrew Wallace,
we've lost.
He has wiped out all those characteristics of having a stable economy, of having a secure country. It's not secure. All the police is doing is telling lies that numbers going down, and over 500 deaths have not been included in their statistics. Lies and lies and lies. So we have this chance to do it. Even though we have suffered all this hardship, God has preserved the breath in our bodies to go and make that vote. Because, Carlos, let me tell you something. A lot of people were going out to vote September mornings, the 3rd. I'm telling you that they will not even have taxi fare to go to the polling booth. They will not have a drink to quench their thirst when they walk, Carlos. The guy has put the country on an edge. The people's lives have been so diminished. He has become heartless. He doesn't care. You don't hear the guy say he feel like doing 7 more years. He said, when he went to nominate, he said that he feels that nominating, he has been nominated, 7 years as what, Carlos? Because he said he would go 7 more years. So I don't understand the 7. I don't remember what the 7 is about. But essentially he's saying that he feels like continuing forever. And this is the same guy who spoke about term limits, you know, Carlos.
Yes.
Who didn't want to call the election, you know.
Yes. Term limit and set date for election.
Yes. So we are on a serious mission, man. All those trivial matters about Dean Jackson, Miller, and Cliff Hughes, I have no interest in them because I would never play Cliff Hughes. And any picture of Andrew Wallace that is being placed on social media, it must be him in a prison garb. Because this guy has become so popular because bloggers are putting up his pictures, you know. It's not a good thing. If you want to put up pictures, it's better to put up Dayton Campbell's picture and Mark Golding. You know, so they say bad publicity is still publicity. You know,
we're not changing the recipe. A year's with the same recipe and it's working. Don't change my chicken recipe, man. Leave my chicken recipe alone. That work good,
Carlos.
Yes, my brother. Respect it up.
All right, take care.
Every time, my brother. Every time. Respect. See?
Wow, it was a program yesterday, Jamaica. Cliff Hughes stepped in shit and it just went all over the place. We heard so much that Cliff Hughes wouldn't have want the public to hear. But I'm tired and I'm hungry. I'm going to have a smoothie this morning, an hour, or so 4 o'clock now. So I need to go eat. But tell Cliff Hughes, say, the war between we and the Babylon them just can't over. Cliff Hughes, where you later on again? We're going to pull down the Jamaica Labour Party. And let me remind you, Cliff Hughes and Dian Jackson, we are more than UNO. UNO lose credibility long time. We more than UNO. And the general public in Jamaica is tired and fed up of the corruption. No matter of the amount of protect, UNO go try to protect it. It's now go work. But globalists, thank you all for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support. Tell Cliff Hughes that this is just the start of the war. You shouldn't come out and come attack the PNP. And a make-up story and a created narrative, Cliff Hughes. The war between you and you just now go over. If you want it done, you can pay we back with tax money. Short of that, it would be a martyrdom over the airwave between you and us.
Greatest political song in history.
My father Banya, my father Banya, my grandmother Banya, my grandmother Banya, Ayana Ibanya, Ayana Ibanya, my leader Banya, my leader Banya. That's why I not live here. No, I not live here. He gave I a message to all those people who no love progress, who no love progress. Say to juke them with land lease. Say to juke them with land lease. Let the juke them with the pioneer war. Juke them with the pioneer war. Juke them with Jamal. Juke them with Jamal. Then you juke them with free education. Juke them with free education. Equal pay for women. Equal pay for women. Juke them with the minimum wage. Juke them with the minimum wage. My leader Banya. My leader Banya. So help me God, I not live here. No, I not live here. Me a sat down with discipline and a heavy manners. Me in a the struggle too. Me in a the struggle too. No bastard, no day again.
Globalist, I want to thank you all for being here this morning. It was quite a show produced by Jamaican Carlos yesterday and class president. Information that many of us weren't aware. This social media war against us and the government and the Prostitute Association is really, really far from over. We're coming back at this later. Thank you very much for your support. Join us back tonight for the People's Point of View. If you're new, please give us a follow or a subscription so when we go live, you will get our notification. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.